Takumi Sumino. I mean, the the are I'm I mean, I'll be real. My other than like Fire Emblem Engage, there's Fire Emblem Engage, and then there's that yeah, fucking toothpaste boy over there. I'm toothpaste girl. That is true. Oh no, we're up now. Don't worry. That whole pre-discussion we had was very much muted and not audible at all. That was just. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Polycule has been solved. I will say I'm rather surprised that there isn't like. I mean, obviously it did have like, oh, that's why. There's the end point. Okay, gotcha. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's hidden. I like the idea. I, Mhm. I like the idea that like the scenario can very clearly change like his feelings or who he ends up with and stuff like that. That being said, my main complaint, my only real frustration is that it did not tell us what's happening on the artificial satellite because there's some shit happening, Takumi. Mhm. 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 Yeah, like that's the problem is that like they withheld oodles and caboodles of shit that they brought up during that arc and then didn't explain or elaborate on. True, we still don't know. Mhm. Also that also the bit about how that bit about that time that Takumi got tackled to the ground and fed like force fed forget me juice by two people who did not claim to be his sponsors. Like specifically the we're not part of the killing game. Bye bye. Like that part, also not elaborated on. Hmm. True. Mm-hmm. So yeah, now we're back to the we're back to the Takumi keeps taking a lot of naps route. Mm-hmm. I woke up to the now all too familiar sight of Nozomi sitting right in front of me. It was deja vu time. She noticed right away that I was awake and leapt to her feet with an ear-piercing scream. She scuttled frantically around the room a few times, more than the last, before finally coming to a stop. And then she just stood there in a daze. I watched the entire scene play out before sitting up. What day is it today? I fainted on the night of day 27, so I've been out for 11 days? Why did I lose consciousness? I didn't get stabbed on day 27, and my old wound didn't reopen. Nozomi regarded me with a somber look on her face as I mumbled to myself. Then she gave me the diagnosis. Ah, damn. Fainting disease. Oh. Uchikoshi is about to dump on us. Mm-hmm. I have a disease like that? How could you tell I had this disease? Gave me a CAT scan? Ah, they gave me a Romivomatic scan. I don't remember contracting any disease like that. Treatment on damaged parts of my brain? Easy for you to say. This means I could faint again if something stressful happens, right? So, has anything changed? Like, have you guys learned anything about the killer while I was out? What about Shoma and Ima? And Ima? Are those three still suspicious of me? Nozomi and I headed to the cafeteria together, where everyone except Ima, Shoma, and Darumi were gathered. When they saw me, they said things like, "You're awake!" or "Thank goodness!" Everyone was quietly rejoicing about seeing me on my feet again. Their reactions were a lot more subdued than before. I could hardly blame them. This was the third time I'd woken up after losing consciousness for several days. At least that was what I thought. It turned out they had another reason to be despondent. I know. It's so odd seeing Moko and fucking, oh god. Mm-hmm. Kurara. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's so true. Some days you might walk in on Takumi suffering. On the other hand, Takumi might be breakdancing in a different route. Who knows? I still think that 100-line randomizer route would be like the funniest thing you could possibly do. Like just imagine imagine a time frame where like Takumi's like, this is the most tragic thing that's ever happened to me. I'll never recover from this. Next day, everybody who died is alive again, and aforementioned Takumi breakdancing moment takes place. No, like, just make one 100-day long route that is comprised at random of that day from a different route. Excluding even if the route would have ended on that day, you just keep going until it hits day 100. Including duplicate battles. Like you would have it'd be like almost kind of like an Iron Man mode where if you die you have to start over. The dark, gloomy aura that hung over the group indicated there was something more. There was something more at play here. Something was wrong, but they didn't want to tell me because I'd pass out again. I finished breakfast and returned to my room. Soon after, Tsubasa came a knocking. I feel nothing for you now. uh, sure. She pulled something from behind her back. What's this? Is it gonna help us find the Dragon Balls? Oh, right, you finished it! Why not? Oh, the 15th student lying somewhere in the school! She turned on the device and she spoke. 13? Ato 2! Which means there are no outsiders in the school. And the culprit is really one of us. We already have the aforementioned thing about how the sponsor could have been like a zombie, effectively. You do still think it was an outsider that did it? The possibility of that happening seemed low to me, but I forced myself not to voice those doubts. Basically, it's because they're all suspicious of one another. Oh, my auto blow? What thing? Oh yeah, he did ask for that. Oh, okay. So I also rummaged through her pocket and took out something that looked like a remote control. I took it and gripped it tightly in my hand. Thanks! This puts me at ease. I'll probably add Ava to the team starting for the next battle. Battle. Bye. She's stepping up to the plate. Up to me, huh? How should I do this? What was it Tsubasa said before? The killer could have fled outside after stabbing Shoma. To be honest, I didn't think they did. I had no concrete proof, but everything that happened so far felt like part of a larger scheme that someone was orchestrating. Someone had been orchestrating. Ato 2! Thank God, I thank God every day that Gaku's gonna be dead for a really long time. At the very least, I was convinced the culprit wasn't going to stop at Shoma's stabbing. In that case, excluding myself, the killer must be one of the other 12 students at this academy. No, wait. Shoma was a victim. If Hiroko, Tsubasa, Takemaru, and Ava were also innocent, that just leaves 7 suspects. Darumi, Nozomi, Kyoshika, Yugamu, Moko, Ima, and Kurara. I'd never willingly choose to treat any of my friends as suspects, but as it turns out, I don't have a choice right now. I won't gain everyone's trust until I identify the real culprit. And if I don't have their trust, the SDU would fall apart and everyone would be annihilated by the invaders. The only way to prevent that from happening is to reveal the identity of a killer. Oh, I guess that means that Ato's back at it again somehow? Takumi died. That was what the boy with the undying flame said. He must have known something like this would happen. At any rate, this is the only way of resolving all that until I could think of. I had to find this culprit no matter what. I clenched my fists and resolved to devote myself to the investigation. Alright. Investigation time. He's literally killing people in his sleep. Takumi? Oh. Oh, you're still in the cafeteria? Don't talk to us now! Nozomi just refused to listen to reason. What's the discussion about? You saw the device's total for the number of life forms in the school! How did that jet plane manage to get through the wall of fire, huh? I like the idea that like the people killing them somehow, despite everything, is just Moon Knight crashing various vehicles into people. Yeah, this doesn't seem like a killer would stop at one or two victims. Sponsored by I wish we were sponsored by Marvel Rivals. Are you kidding me? They clearly said they wanted to kill everyone, both in the tape recording and that first message. Huh? Well... I stammered hard because I was more in line with Kurara's way of thinking than Nozomi's. I did feel bad for Nozomi, so I decided to simply avoid committing for now. Sorry, I just remembered I have something I needed to do. Gotta go, bye! Nope. I ignored Nozomi's pleas and quickly bolted out of the room and into the hallway. See, yet another not Nozomi route. That or it's gonna be the ultimate route. Hello, Ava. I woke up all of a sudden for some reason. There's no point in asking Ava about the case, so I decided to talk to her about something else. Do you remember what you told me before? It was And then he said you decided to take your chances with us, right? Then will you fight with us instead? Veshnes, the one who betrayed you, is still alive, right? By joining us in battle, you can personally take revenge against her and her underlings. Yes. Yes, but I just want to make one thing clear. I didn't ask for the device to become suspicious of you. Something that's needed to put the others at ease. Ava thought for a while about what I said. Thank you. Unfortunately, you still have to wait for a while before I can let you out of here. I need to clear with the others first. When the music cut off, I thought she was about to go fucking berserker mode. Like, why am I still in here? Release me! Release me! Hiriko. Oh, I like her. I think she's cool. Yeah, you gotta follow that up. Okay. Milfalart, yeah. Finally. Can you believe it, guys? Milfalart 2, only 4 years in the making. What? Also, I mean, like, to be fair, we did kind of we. I mean, we do have a clip that's like Malk alert. No, that was also for Higurashi. We kind of had like an Omni MILF alert when we were playing Umineko, because there was a lot of those in that one. And they're all kind of bad. Well, they're either mothers or they're mothering. hmm Battler, also a mother, technically. Well, more like a dad, but still. He Hiriko! You were here the other day, too. What's so interesting about this place? Just kind of vibing, really. I'm here to investigate the case as well. Oh, be quiet. You're gonna decide to repeat herself in a hushed voice. You know that's not what I meant! Anyway, have you already looked at Kako's body? Huh? Ito and Gaku, too? Did we already check Gaku's body on day 24? Their bodies have begun to decompose. Isn't that cool? Surprising facts? What? Michael Ankles. When? Hiriko walked to Kako's body and removed the sheet that was covering it. Then she flipped the body over and, what I saw flabbergasted me. What the hell? What? Jesus Christ. Why would anyone do that? I did as I was told and flipped Eito and Gaku's bodies over, only to see the exact same marks on them. A large empty cavity on their backs. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Why are you so calm about this? Their hearts have been removed from their bodies. When did this happen? When we investigated Gaku's body on day 24, his back was still intact. That means it must have happened sometime after the night of of day 27. Ooh. But why? Both examples are crazy! Insane heart removal backshots. That doesn't come with anything feasible, so we decided to investigate the bodies again, but there was not a single further clue to be found. Are they trying to do like a murder mystery, but they're trying to make sure it goes all the way to day 100, so he keeps passing out every so often? Like, that's the most likely explanation, I guess. Hey, Yugamu, do you know anything about backshots? Not what I asked! uh... I told Yugamu that I was investigating the case. Yeah, the suspicious circumstances of her death bother me as well. Bother. My main objective was to solve the attempted murder of Shoma, but that didn't mean it was my only concern. Any information that might help solve Kako's case would be more than welcome. Thank you, Mom. My friends say hi, by the way.
Hello, friends.
He said hi back. Mm-hmm. There are other cases to think about as well. Mm-hmm. Like Saire's destruction and Gaku's murder. I was gonna say Gaku's mother. But I hadn't found any further clues to those cases despite my thorough investigation on day 24. Nah, he's cool, actually. Get this guy in here. I love this guy. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's alive again, where they were able to revive him, remember? So I decided to focus on Shomo's case first, while that trail was still fresh. Something bothering you about Kako's case? She ingested a tetrodotoxin, an extremely potent poison. When we found her, she was holding a bottle labeled TTX tightly in her right hand. So the poison was taken from here? This room open to everyone? Gamma substance used to knock him out on day 27? Huh. But if it's still here, it hasn't been stolen, right? Oh, shit. Why would the killer do that? Okay, thank you. Hmm. Not really. Damn, when did all these seagulls get in here? What the hell? I created this diagram to show how the murders could have taken place. What are you guys doing here? That's the other route. You're awake! I'm not a serial killer, so stop calling me that. Anyway, I'm investigating the identity of the culprit right now. Do you mind if I ask a few questions? This is not Heavy Rain. I'm not talking to you. I'm asking Shoma. Oh, you want to know about the person who stabbed me? I've told the others a bunch of times already. I didn't get a good look at them. Yes, but it's not like I have any proof. Also, does that mean you didn't see the culprit when you were stabbed? No, I did see someone, but they were wearing a mask. How about the person's height or body structure? I can't be sure. They were dressed in a long black poncho thing. You must seem some identifiable features. I was attacked the moment I turned around, so I'm afraid not. I screamed immediately, and before I realized it, I'd been shoved to the ground. I don't remember anything about after that. I fainted after the first 2 or 3 stabs. So you don't even know if it was a man or a woman? No. Did they say anything? Actually, I did hear something as I was being stabbed. The person kept saying, "Die, die!" You should have been able to recognize the voice. The thing is, I didn't. Why not? The voice had been changed with a voice changer. A voice changer, huh? A voice changer, huh? Oh, what happened, huh? Yeah. Oh. She's a mother. Okay, I gotcha. That's so funny. By the way, you're gonna say this, and she's like, "Oh, okay." I rang the doorbell. No answer. I tried the doorknob, but it was locked. Emma, I know you're inside. Can we talk? I'm trying to track down the culprit, but I need something to go on. At that, a voice called from the other side of the door. Oh! Come on, there's gotta be something. What are you talking about? Also, I can barely hear you. I didn't kill her. In the first place, Kako, she... Are you sure about that? Ugh. What are these fucking English barks? Jesus. I could sense that prolonging this conversation would lead nowhere. Eamon refused to respond to any further attempts to talk. Not even a "yeah" out of nowhere. I went to the gym last. When I stepped inside, I saw that Tsubasa and Takemaru were already there. Oh yeah. Tsubasa, Takemaru, perfect timing. Need to ask you guys about something. Remember the voice changer you showed me in the garage the other day? Is that still there? Yeah, he did. I knew it. The culprit stole it, huh? When did you realize it was gone? He showed us the voice changer on the afternoon of day 24. That must have been still in between that time and the morning of day 27, before Shoma got stabbed. What are you doing here, though? Very possible. We're all here to do the same thing, then. Yes. Kako died in such mysterious circumstances that I can't stop thinking about it. Safers? And thus... and thus we begin to investigate the gym. We run around knocking on walls and floors to check for hidden doors. Some time passed before Takemaru shadowed us from the stage. You're standing at a corner of the stage. Tsubasa and I hurried over. What in the world? There's always a manhole backstage. I checked this place before, but I found nothing. What'd you do? Yeah. Yeah! Slowly made our way down the long ladder. Eventually, I felt my toes touching solid ground. What I saw there was... Isn't this... Yeah, remember when I told you before? This is the escape pod that deploys on the last day. We ran to the entrance of the pod and checked the door. There's a note pinned to it. The door to this pod automatically opens on day 100. No manual override available, unless you're a super genius. Despite this note, we kept looking around for a way to open it manually. However, we were unable to find anything. Nope! This thing can't be opened from the outside. Do you have one made of fucking tungsten carbide? So we have no choice to wait until day 100. Yeah, Hiroko and I thoroughly investigated the gym after discovering Kako's body. But if the killer had been hiding in the storeroom or the ladder shaft at that time... We don't have concrete proof of that yet. However, this does disprove the previous notion that it couldn't possibly have been murder. Hmm? He was playing Umamusume Pretty Derby, sponsored now. I wish. Just then, I noticed something out of the corner of my eye. An item on the ground next to the cockpit of the escape pod. It caught my eye for some reason, and I walked slowly over to pick it up. It! So it seems. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I guess that would be Imo Tsukumo, huh? I mean, yeah, but he's also super poor, so I don't know if he'd had to have an embroidered napkin or a handkerchief. Oh yeah, that's right. No. No. Could it be referring to the initials of a name? Emo, we found your fucking handkerchief. We exited the gym. We saw that it was already nighttime. I asked Takimaru and Tsubasa to gather the others before heading to Ima's room myself. But he was already dead. Come on, Ima, I need to ask you about something. Somehow felt like he would keep hiding if I told him about the handkerchief, so I said not to say anything for now. We found a clue that may lead us to Kako's killer. I made that assertion even though I had no solid proof that she had been killed because I wanted to get him out of his room. For a while later, I heard the door being unlocked. And then Ima appeared from behind it. Takimaru, block the door! Yeah, can you come with me? Slowly, but surely, Ima nodded in assent. Takimaru, Tsubasa, and I took everyone to the storeroom where the escape pod was being kept. We told them how we had found this place and how the pod could only be used on day 100. After climbing back out, we all headed to the cafeteria. Before that, I need to check something with Darumi. On day 27th, when we found Kako's body, were you really playing slots that time? You're good. No, yeah, Rindy normally does Kiyoshika when she's available. How about this? You're the one that killed Kako, but not the one that stabbed Shoma? Indeed, I am. And does the number two ring any bells with regard to this situation? When we oh, that's Yugamu actually. Yeah. Ima's face twisted into a grimace. I I hesitated for a moment when I saw his expression, decided to show everyone the handkerchief we had found. This is the clue I was talking about. We found it in the escape pod storeroom. The letters IT have been embroidered on it. Yeah, I think. Wouldn't that refer to Ima Tsukumo? I thought so. This is your handkerchief, right, Ima? I mean, you might not have killed her, but you may have killed Shomer. Then explain yourself. Why was your handkerchief in the storeroom? You see, you are feeling guilty. Oh no, he's doing the Phoenix Wright freak out. Ima dashed out of the cafeteria screaming. Wait, Ima! We all dashed after him. Ima grabbed the fire extinguisher in the entrance hall before running outside. We followed him as he ran out of the building. He was running at full speed through the schoolyard, and none of us could catch up. What's going on? On. Finally, he tore through the wall of fire and ran to the other side. We followed him. When we got to the city ruins, something unexpected happened. All of a sudden, a large object shaped like an onion appeared out of nowhere and captured Ima! We've been running ahead of us. Ima! It's probably the most accurate one, I would say. The onion object then flew up into the air with Ima and vanished out of sight. Oh no, they're gonna turn him into a Pikmin! IDK. I've seen that onion-shaped thing before in the previous timeline. That was probably a commander. Oh god, we're gonna have to put him back in Sirei. No way! Sirei. Not you, Siri. Shut up. What? Okay. Okay, let's all head back for now. Wow. What's going on? I'm scared. We trained. We traced the transmitter and quickly figured out exactly where Ima had been taken. It was the enemy relay station we had visited in the previous timeline. We immediately started making a plan to get Ima back. After some discussion, we decided to split into two teams. Alpha Team searched Uptown, and Gold Team ruled. The rescue team, me, Hiroko, Takemaru, Tsubasa, and Kurara. The defense team, Nozomi, Moko, Kyoshika, Yugamu, Shoma, and Darumi. But what if he's not the killer? It's not set in stone yet. What if it was all a mistake? Could you ever live with the fact that you abandoned an innocent friend? Could you? We can't afford to be lax on home security. Yeah, it's time. Everybody, follow me. There's only one thing that'll get us out of this situation. A mother. What the fuck is this? Yes. As you can see, I let her out. The lie? I intend to let her join the rescue team. Huh? I explained about the bomb in Ava's body and the remote detonator we had made to trigger it. Yeah! If you feel she's acting suspicious, you can press this button to blow her up yourself. I put this bomb inside of Ryan. Blow him up whenever you want to. I put the remote detonator into an astonished Hiroko's hand. Now do you feel reassured? Hiroko fell silent at my words. After a few moments, she said, Burger King. Have it your way. 4 years of Burger King. This is very true. The slogan of Burger King for an extended period of time was "Have it your way." No, I just anytime. Yes, that is stuck in my mind forever. Someone just said like because like I think at one point Vegeta says like "Have it your way," and someone decided to add Burger King to it. All right. Also true. Oh my god. Whoa. Whoa. True. Alright then, I'll be right back. With that rotten criminal. Stay safe! The rescue team... Huh? The rescue team set off for the enemy relay station, where Ema was being held captive. I wear it, yeah. I love Moko's outfit. It's pink. It's pink. I mean, just go to the fucking... Here, hold on, just go to... Actually, no, it's more of like... It's... See, like, she's purple. It's weird, because, like, in-game, it looks a little bit more pinkish, but, like... No, yeah, that's definitely very purpley. You are right. If there was, like, a full torso version, I'd probably wear that. Oh. Oh, jeez. Also very true. By the time we got close to the relay station, the sun was just starting to rise. We got off the bus and climbed up a small hill to survey the relay station. Sorry. We're going on the fucking offense, baby! Yeah! I will say, if... True. We've never had a full bus before. Wait, hold on a second. What did she say? Oh, Quenzale. Quenzale. Oh, fuck yeah, let's go. Yeah. Oh, Jesus, that doesn't seem very safe. You know, it never really occurred to me, but, like, the wheel for that bus is ginormous, actually. I imagine it goes exceptionally round. I mean, we don't really know, like, what time of year it is. Mm-hmm. Alright. Yes! Actually, skip this battle. We already did this one! Later. If he's a creep, I guess Paragon of Revulsion makes a bit too much sense. Hey, the process of making life is beautiful. Yeah. See, it wouldn't take long at all. Blow that hunk of junk. Blow that hunk of junk out of the sky. I love efficient reuse of assets. It's great. I love it, actually. Has this ever happened to you? That's crazy. That happens to me all the time. That happens to me all the time, actually. All right, let's take out that enemy boss. Good job, guys. We did it. Next time. I don't know, man. You're the disgusting guy. Yeah. Suddenly, Quinzile broke off and stared at something behind us. Oh, god damn it. They all turn around at the same time, but... Oh my god, did he do the fucking look behind you bit? We turned back around, but it was too late. He... During these precious few seconds, disappeared completely. Nigurindayo. Yeah, buddy. Coward. Pussy. Yeah! I love it! She's the best character in the game! I don't know about that one, Chief. She's so poggers. Oh my god. Beautiful! Easy S rank. After the battle, we split look for Ema. It took a while, but I eventually found him locked up in a cage. I swung my sword down the lock and it broke apart with a loud noise. Clang! I opened the door and quickly guided Ema outside. But then... I saw something flashing out of the corner of my eye right next to the cage. A bomb! JC, a bomb! Then... Oh! Oh, he's gonna pass out again. I was half expecting him to be in the Family Guy death pose. I instinctively grabbed Ema from behind. Takumi Sumina more like, I grew my This snap action meant my body shielded Ema from the brunt of the blast. A scalding pain ripped through my back, and I choked on a cry of pain and asked, You're choking me, please let go. I'll just pass out again for 2 more weeks. Snack. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I was anticipating. We're already halfway there. Not again. This time she wasn't shocked at all. Instead, she looked at me with a gentle softness in her eyes. You only have 10 more seconds to live. I didn't have to ask about it today since it was mentioned in the announcement just now. Okay, I guess that's still doing fine then. I sat up in bed. For some strange reason, I wasn't feeling any aches or pains. You are like, you're not even like that. You're not even that much taller than me. You have like an inch on me. this this sprite does things to people. I'm not wrong. I wasn't even talking to you specifically. There are so many people. You would not believe the amount of people who are like, guys, this sprite of hers, oh god. Uh-huh. Which means the real reason I was out for such a long time was because of the fainting disease. Con? Unfortunate. I don't know who that is, though. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say. Anyways, has anything changed? Hmm. Mm-hmm. Yippee! What? Yeah! I see. Artisanal chicken. Why does this always happen to the guy who's the main character? I'll only talk to Kumino. Really? Yep. Later? Were you expecting me to not act right now after what you just told me? I grabbed up and I jumped up and dashed outside immediately. Like, his ass just got the golden ticket. No, I don't think so, but this is also the least surprising room I've ever seen, I think. Don't mention it, really. What I really want to hear from you is some answers. Ima nodded, firmly. Okay. I intend to do just that. As soon as I get some answers from you. Now, first of all, why didn't you kill Dorome? What? You think the killer is one of us, don't you? When Kako's body was found, you and Dorome were the only ones not in the gym. Unless you were the killer? But that can't be, right? If so, from your perspective, only one other person could have been hiding in the storeroom at that point of time. None other than Dorome. Yeah, you didn't go smash her head in with a hammer until there was nothing left. Why not? Because there's a hidden exit in the storeroom, right? He nodded slowly in response to my question. Yeah! Opposite the cockpit section of the escape pod lay a heap of metal containers. When we moved the heap away, we found a large ventilation shaft. Is this it? Yeah! It's big enough even for Takemaru and Moko to pass through. Have you ever gone inside this before? I stuck my head into the shaft, but I couldn't see anything in the pitch black darkness. When did you realize there was a storeroom here? Why didn't you tell anyone? Yeah? Ooh, I'm a little bit steamed by that. It's not possible. The door can't be opened manually. I sighed and continued the conversation. But you kept this place a secret even after Kako was murdered. If you told us about it, we'd be able to accept your assertion that Kako hadn't killed herself. In some kind of game about killing. Hmm. Large tears started rolling down Ima's cheeks, and I wordlessly held out his handkerchief to him. Single tear. Ima took the handkerchief and clenched it tightly in his hand. He squeezed his eyes shut, and for a long time after that, his shoulders trembled non-stop. After Ima had calmed down, we climbed back up to the surface. Tsubasa was in the garage, as usual, when we stepped inside. Even more unusual than me being awake. Yes. Get away from my man! I don't know why, but I have a deep longing in me for Takumi. Actually, I already had that. This is unsurprising. Did you already say anyway what's up? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure. Just wanted to know if there's a recon drone anywhere around here. With lights and cameras, if possible. Stuff. It's kind of hard to explain. Can you just come with us? And bring the recon drone. Tsubasa blinked a few times, in quick succession at Ima's words. Yay! Yeah, exactly. If Kako was killed, the presence of this chef makes everybody in the academy a suspect. Including the Safers for Shoma's case. Mm-hmm. Yup. Kind of. Sort of. Thanks. We use the drone to investigate the ventilation shaft. As a result, we were able to make a few major discoveries. It splits into a grid structure halfway and connects to different parts of the building. Only someone with the body size of a small child could have gone through those bends. Yeah, me too. This thing, right? This thing that got caught on a protrusion in the interior wall. Who do we know that has a green article of clothing on them, if not several? Who happens to... Yes, who happens to be the size of a small baby. I looked at Ima, then Tsubasa, then looked back at me with wide, questioning eyes. It was apparent they hadn't yet realized the grave implications behind this. Maybe a certain incident had blinded them to the existence of that possibility. I put the piece of cloth in my pocket, looked them both in the eye, and said, "Tell everyone to gather at the gym at 7 p.m. tonight." Please, just do it. Turn to look at each other. Oh, wait, sorry. Free time? Well, you'll see. I had enough proof to make my case, but I wanted just one more piece of key evidence. So I went to the back of the school, to the place where Shoma had been stabbed. Spent a few hours thoroughly investigating every nook and cranny. Before long, the sun set and my shadow started growing longer. It was at that time that I found something. A faint trace of blood on a corner of a rock. Maybe 30 feet away from where Shoma had been stabbed. I don't think blood from his injuries could have sprayed that far, which meant... I went to the gym at 7 p.m. sharp to find everybody already gathered there. Ava, you're here too? That seems like a really bad idea. I'm gonna level with you. Nah, I don't need one.
That aside, what are we all here for?
Well, you see... Turned my gaze upward, then slowly lowered my head. Yeah! Yeah. Yes. Situation points to that fact. Ima, I need you to promise me something first. Promise you won't lay a finger on the killer when you realize who they are. I won't tell you the truth unless you promise me that. He already got his hammer ready, though. You know, honestly, I should make a point... I should make a fucking point redeem for the channel that's just Ima going, yeah! I saw him gritting his teeth with a scowl on his face. Still, he nodded firmly and said... Oh, do I have to actually, like, pick out who did it? The person who killed Kako and stabbed Shoma is... Oh my god, I have to fucking pick... I they had to include all the dead people. I think Shoma did it. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but I mean, like, who knows? Shut up! Shut your bitch mouth! Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what happened in chronological order. Let's start with Kako. Her estimated time of death is between 1 and 4 a.m. on day 27. You met up with her before that on day 26. Tell her to come to the gym during that period of time. So she showed up at the gym as asked, where you made up some reason for her to swallow that thing. BMX? She swallowed the most perfect spore of all time. It's extremely poisonous, and this thing just 1 to 2 milligrams is fatal. That's how you poison Kako to death. After poisoning Kako, you put the bottle of TTX into her right hand. Then you block the gym door using a mop as a latch, thinking you could make her death seem like suicide with all that nonsense. Once that was done, you climbed down the ladder at the corner of the stage into the escape pod storeroom. You already knew the shaft was there because you'd seen Ima and Kako going into the trapdoor before. You did your homework and went down to check out the storeroom as well, before carrying out your plan. That's why you also knew about the ventilation shaft. And you used that vent to return to the school building. That's the main reason causing me to single you out as the culprit. The main reason? You're the only baby man in the school. The bends are extremely narrow. Only someone with a body the size of a small child could have gone through the bends. In other words, the only one who could have gone through those narrow bends is you, Shoma! You can't say that for sure. A girl who was flexible enough could have passed through as well, right? No, it's physically impossible. Anyway. There's something left behind in the ventilation shaft. Caving route with Takumi where he like where he's just like getting into incredibly like tight situations. That's See, my chest and my back are scraping up against the wall. In order to move, I have to breathe in, or I have to remove all the oxygen from my lungs. This is totally fun and practical, and you should do it. That's going to serve as irrefutable proof of your guilt. Red underwear, blue hair, green cloth! You have a backpack, and shorts, and a hat. Out of all of us, only Kurara, Takemaru, and Shoma wear something green on all of them. But Kurara's tomato mask is made of cloth, so the scrap can't be hers. The shade of green on Takemaru's jacket is less vibrant than the scrap, too. Shoma, turn around. Why? Just do it! Mm-hmm. Ready? You couldn't have passed through the narrow bends of that shaft while still wearing your backpack. But you couldn't have left it. You couldn't leave it in the shaft earlier, so you tied the shoulder straps to your feet and pulled it along as you climbed up. That's how the backpack got caught in the sharp edge protruding out of the inner wall of the shaft. This cloth scrap got torn off because of that.
No, no, no! This is fake evidence planted by the real culprit! Someone's trying to frame me!
If that was the case, why would that someone stab you? That one act would completely divert all suspicion away from you. Now this next part is all just conjecture. Shoma, you were actually intending to kill Ima as well, weren't you? The plan went awry because Kako showed up to the gym alone, so you had no choice but to kill only her. But that made things difficult for you, because Ima knew about the storeroom as well. What's more, he also knew about the ventilation shaft. If you told anyone about that shaft, this would no longer be a locked room case. And if we pursued the case as a murder, we would eventually close in on you, so you wanted to kill Ima afterwards. But it was almost dawn by the time you crawled out from the ventilation shaft. It left you with no time to do anything about Ima. So you panicked and started thinking of ways to remove yourself from the suspect list. That's how you ended up deciding to kill yourself. If you could make everyone think you had been mutilated by the culprit, we would never even dream of suspecting you.
You're being ridiculous! This is way too bold of a plan for someone like me!
You weren't actually going to die. In fact, you were absolutely confident you wouldn't die, because we have the Revive-O-Matic in the infirmary. But for that to work, you had to die in a way that allowed us to find your dead body quickly. After all, we wouldn't be able to revive you if too much time had passed. That's why you screamed, right? Right after the morning announcement so that everyone could hear you. Then you stabbed yourself all over and temporarily ended your own life.
I can't believe I'm listening to this! Please be realistic. No one in their right mind would willingly stab themselves that many times.
Gramophone, germaphobe, gamophile. No, it is possible. You inject yourself with a powerful anesthetic, like gamophile. Remember what Yugamu said? The proper dilution of the substance can numb the body's pain and emotional receptors without causing loss of consciousness. I, too, am in this.
It does make sense. So you're trying to say that I used that drug to do the deed, right? But where would I even find a drug like that?
You probably stole it from somewhere. The biolaboratory. You're convincing him that he did it. The room isn't locked and everyone has access to the shelves. Getting the drug from there wouldn't have been a problem for you.
Alright. Assuming that I did inject myself with the anesthetic.
Tossed it away.
What about the knife? Where did the knife I used to stab myself disappear to?
You tossed that far away as well, just like you did with the syringe.
Did anyone find any of those things at the scene?
No, but nobody searched the area nearby on day 27, the day of the incident. You could have collected those items the next day, on day 28 after you woke up.
But still, you're just guessing at this point. You've got no real proof. No proof that I threw the knife away after stabbing myself.
I do have proof. It's not with me right now, but I did find something. There was something some 30 feet away from where we found you. Champagne airplane bloodstained. Birthday cake chocolate shake. Head mousse? I forget what it is. In a a place where blood from your injuries couldn't have reached. Those stains proved that the bloodied knife had been thrown over there.
That's enough already! It doesn't matter what you're trying to say because you have no solid proof!
trick. I do actually have another solid piece of evidence. A piece of conclusive evidence. What? The bottle of TTX Kako was holding. Your fingerprints were on it. You fell for the most obvious fucking trick in the book. Nah, just one more thing, Shoma. Well, you got me, Columbo. I guess you got me. Shoma Genzaki! Shoma Genzaki! It's Ace-ish. You've unlocked the door to his heart and revealed that he's a fucking evil murder man. So I I like how everybody else moved a little bit away from Shoma afterwards. Like, you can see it for a brief moment, but like everybody just moved off to the left and now he's on his own. God. Okay, there is a getting it wrong. All right. Mm. It was Takumi who did it. Throw him out. It was me. I killed Kako. Back off, Ima! You promised! So, which parts did I get wrong? The entire premise, to begin with. I did not kill her of my own volition. I was ordered to do so by a certain someone. Let's call this person X for now. Mr. X just walks into the room. I'm telling the truth. Please believe me. Just before dawn on day 26, I woke up to somebody tapping my cheeks. I opened my eyes. X was there, right in front of me. I did! I think X was already hiding inside before I came in. Under the bed or something. X said he was gonna give it to me. Yeah, it's back! Well, I mean, I guess Shoma's gonna explode now. Just who is this X person? Just who is this X person? Oh god, I have to remember how to do. I had her fucking voice down for a while, and then she died, and I forgot it again. No, Moko. I can Suzuki just fine. Mojiro. Yeah, Moko. I don't know. Kurara. It's Kurara. It's literally that. Look, you break up like every Japanese word into you can break up every like syllable of a Japanese name down to like 3 or 2 letters generally. Hmm. It's like how you don't actually pronounce the U in Shoma. I didn't even process that until just now. Hmm. I don't know. They were wearing a long black poncho. They wore a mask over their face and used a voice changer to hide their real voice. I mean, it's true. I wasn't stabbed by a person of that description, but that person definitely exists. It's mysterious heroine X. I followed X's instructions. I didn't want to be killed the way Gaku had been. X came up with the entire plan. He told me about the ladder shaft, escape pod hanger, and ventilation shaft. The tetrodotoxin. It was X who obtained the bottle of TTX, too. After that, I simply asked Kako to meet using the script X had prepared. To speak with her on the afternoon of day 26. Kako, I know about the storeroom with the escape pod, too. I did some research in the library and found a way to open the cockpit and launch this to get the pod into space. So would you like to escape from this academy together with me and Ima? If so, come with Ima to the gym tonight at 2 a.m. The plan was to kill not just Kako, but Ima as well, because they were the only other people who knew about the storeroom. Killing them both at the same time in a locked room would make their death seem like a suicide. But only Kako showed up at the gym at the specified time, 2 a.m. Tsubasa? Kako said this. I hesitated to execute the plan because she had showed up alone, but X also told me. So I passed Kako a water bottle mixed with TTX. Takumi more or less covered what happened after that until I returned to the school building, except I had not foreseen that my backpack would get torn along the way. After returning to the first floor of the school building, I was at a loss because I didn't know what I was supposed to do about Ima. It was going to be difficult to kill him because the sun had already risen by then. Suddenly, X appeared again. That's why I went to the back of the building and... Yes, I had been left with no other choice. But I was hesitant right up until the moment I injected myself with the gamma fuel. Once I did that, it was as if my sense of fear completely evaporated. Oh, X gave me the gamma fuel as well, along with a knife and syringe. I'm pretty sure X must have been the one to collect the knife and syringe that I remember I did the deed, because I know I definitely didn't retrieve them. His story, thus told, Shoma slumped his shoulders and bowed his head deeply. The silence that followed stretched out until Hiroko finally spoke up. Or heart. Back or heart? No, I have no idea. Yeah, X must have done it, if Shoma wasn't involved in that particular affair. Everyone's looking at us in confusion, probably because nobody knew that someone had stolen the hearts from the dead bodies. Then Shoma started trembling like a leaf, as if he'd suddenly remembered something.
Oh no, that's it! I'm gone for. I told you about X. The bomb inside of me is gonna blow up now.
He let out a guttural roar and charged towards Shoma so quick, nobody had any time to react. He shoved Shoma to the ground, clambered on top of him, started strangling him so hard it seemed like he might rip his head off. Ima, no! Ran over in a panic and pulled Ima off. Why don't just Moko do it? She just, like, lift him up, like, by the scruff of his fucking fur. I mean, I don't know. The scruff of his flesh sounds a bit weird and off. Shoma had fainted and was frothing out his mouth. Yugamo darted over and conducted a quick check. After that heartbreaking outburst, Ima simply collapsed on the spot. Nozomi and Tsubasa rushed over and started comforting him. Everyone else was at a loss, simply staring quietly at Ima as they stood rooted to the spot. The sound of Ima's pained wails echoed coldly and endlessly through the walls of this building. Of the building, rather. I can't tell if that's an upgrade or down. I can't tell if that's an upgrade or downgrade from calling your dog Rindy previously. Now's your chance to be better than Ima. We moved the unconscious Shoma into the cage in the courtyard and made sure it was properly locked. He's just unconscious and standing in place. Once that was done, I shoved the key deep inside my pocket. I returned to the rooms without saying another word. I soon found myself completely alone. Looking up at the night sky, I thought about what had happened. Kako's case had been solved, but that didn't mean it was all over. Someone out there killed Gaku and instructed Shoma to kill Kako. It was likely the same person who had been stealing hearts from the bodies in the morgue. X. The real mastermind behind this entire string of events. I had to find out who this person was by hook or by crook. And I would, no matter what I did! I clenched my fist tightly. I would let nothing shake me from this firm resolve. Until I passed out standing up. Okay, good. No, I generally try to... Wow. Again? How did Shoma finally explode? Upon uttering that loud cry, I dashed out of my room. Little. What happened to him? We all knew where we were going. Everyone made a mad dash for the courtyard together. He turned into a Wendigo from Until Dawn. Into the second floor hallway and burst into the corridor, then ran towards the cage without stopping. There we saw... they just stabbed him again? Effective reuse of assets. Fuck. Kyoshika grabbed the gate and tried to open it. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, gotta. I took the key out of my pocket and slotted it into the keyhole. Once the gate was unlocked, I opened and went inside. I immediately ran to Shoma and touched his neck, checking for a pulse. At that moment, something felt a little off. I touched his clothes and they were wet as well, with blood. When I touched the body, I knew already that too much time had passed. I decided to go along with it anyway. Cause of death, hemorrhagic shock. Estimated time of death, day 51, between 2 and 5 a.m. Multiple stab wounds on the chest and abdomen. The murder weapon is likely a sharp blade about 8 inches long. Too much time had passed since death. Insufficient cryptoglobin present in the body. Impossible to revive. After everybody had a chance to view the monitor, the mood in the room became heavier. Oh, great. Now the fucking... Now it's back on me, because I'm the one with the key. Yes, I did. Yeah, that's the more important thing. Like, they can very easily just fucking... Yes, I did. So no one could have stolen the key from me while I was sleeping. Don't you ever get tired of mindlessly repeating the same thing? Aren't we overlooking the other possibility? That he stabbed himself like before? I can't think of any other reason why he'd wind up dead in a locked cage in the middle of the night. If it was X, they would have passed him some Gammafiel in a syringe. Move Shema's remains to the morgue. I hope his body is, like, way shorter than the other ones. There were now 4 bodies lying on tables here. The demons requested to make sure that Kako and Shoma's bodies were not placed next to each other. Ima walked to Shoma's dead body and stared at it for a long time. Then he said... Damn, I wonder who killed this guy I was extremely mad at. After that, we investigated the courtyard together. Despite the coming over every... I like the idea... in his skull. Like, we have no idea! You know, I like the idea of an 8-inch hammer because that just means that, the circular bit was 1, very sharp, 2, way too long to be practical for a hammer. Despite combing over every inch of the area, we found no trace of a knife or syringe. The only thing we found was... a condom. No, a balloon. Lying on the floor near Shoma's cage. Although I couldn't immediately figure out if it was related to the case, I decided to stuff it in my pocket just in case. They just fucking Mr. X just like, I'm going to put this balloon and I'm going to tie a knife to the end of it and I'm going to push it toward you, and if you have to let it run into you, those are the rules. Soon the last rays of sunlight disappeared into the horizon and the darkness of night took over. I dropped the bottle by accident. Fuck. It was already way past dinner time. Seeing none of us had an appetite after all that, we skipped the cafeteria and gathered in the rec room instead. Check the scorecard. Wait, wrong game. Oh wait, wrong room. Ah, fuck, hold on a second. I had a copy of Yeast 10 Nordics, very precariously placed on my PS5, and it finally decided to fall over after, like, months of nothing. Mm-hmm. The knife book. The book knife. You know what they say, the book with the knife attached to it is far stronger than anything else. Con. Oh, there you go. It's okay. We're almost done. Ah. Fucking ellipses. So who do you think X's killer might be? Everyone fell silent. This was the question I was dreading the most. It seemed like the others felt the same. Ever since Shoma shared his side of the story last night, we'd all been avoiding that particular issue. But it was time to face reality. I steeled myself and turned to Tsubasa. Tsubasa, do you still have the organic life detection device? Uh, yeah! 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 Mmm. Mmm. Nozomi, come on! Yeah. Hey, Takumi! You're the leader! Come up with something! Maybe? How do I make it compulsory to move around in groups of at least 3 during the day? Didn't someone mention that before, that 3 is a risky number? That's right, so a group of 3 should be fine. Sleepovers! Then we should... Then we thought about it for a really long time. It was probably a good enough point to end it at. I mean, like, Khan's fallen asleep. Unless there's, like, actual seconds left of this bit. No. Oh, okay. Alrighty then, that'll be it for now, I suppose. Theoretically, he has infinite hands. Alrighty then, but yeah, no, that was a good little session. I'm glad we're back on the murder mystery timeline. Let's get this bitch moving. God damn. Hey, listen, it gives you more opportunities to show up here, so long as you're ahead of us in every scenario. Mm-hmm. Look, I'll be real. I've been fiending to play yet more Umumusume, so this is a great excuse to do just that. Ignore the fact that it's literally booting up right now on my Steam. Anyways, good night, everybody. I hope you all have a lovely evening. Nya.